episode number 2. These videos are really hard, by the way. I have no idea what I'm doing on camera. Today, we're talking graphics tablets. And the reason why is because I've been editing pictures all morning, and by far, hands down, this is the most time-saving tool that I own when it comes to editing images. It's probably the most valuable tool that I've got as a photographer. And the reason is because when I first got started, all those years ago with photography, I would edit my pictures with a mouse and a trackpad, and it would take forever. Click, 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 drag, and it would just take forever to be able to do anything with this thing. And after a couple of hours of moving your hand around the table, this thing gets tiresome. Plus Apple, this is the worst mouse ever made. It looks cool, but as far as like ergonomics go, epic fail. The way that you use a graphics tablet is with a pen rather than a mouse. So this is much more ergonomical to be able to hold on to, or at least it is for me. And when you draw onto the surface of this thing, it's very, very similar to actually like drawing on paper. Now there's different types of graphics tablets. This isn't even the first one that I owned. When I first got started, I just went out and bought the cheapest one that I could find. The difference really was that it'd have to connect into my computer with like a USB cable. Pen almost felt like a kid's crayon rather than this like beautiful ergonomical thing to be able to use. And also the surface of the tablet was nowhere near as nice to be able to work with. The graphics tablet I use at the minute is the Wacom Intuos Pro, which sounds like a mouthful. The reason why I got this is because it's nice and small and compact. It's roughly the same size as a laptop. It's wireless as well, so you don't have to have a load of cables dragging around anywhere. And also the surface is very smooth, it feels like paper. And the pen is really ergonomic. It's got these nice squishy grips to the end of it. And you can also remove the nibs and you can actually change them for a different feeling one. So like the stock one, it feels almost like a pencil. I personally like this soft edge nib, which is almost like a felt tip or something like that. So that's the what of the graphics tablet, but here's the why. It boils down to my philosophy of what I look for when I'm editing any kind of images. And to me, rather than it being important to be able to make a person's face look perfect in a headshot, which is just totally unrealistic, I want it to look really natural, like I've not made any changes to it. My aim is to make that person look just like them, but on their best possible day. I don't want them to look like really obvious, like I've been in and photoshopped it. And I always found that if I'm trying to use a mouse or a trackpad to be able to make those changes, because it's so slow and it's not got the accuracy of what the graphics tablet has, it can look obvious that I've made edits to a picture. Whereas I'm using a graphics tablet, because it's so fluid and so quick to be able to get around a photo, I can make the changes super quick, but at the same time they look really natural and it has a certain level of finesse to it. This thing is by far the most undervalued but overused item that's in my studio. I would recommend anyone that's a photographer, anyone that's doing any work with images, definitely try one out. It takes a while to be able to get into, but once you've started using it, once you understand the finesse and the level of detail this can give you, and the speed at which you can work, it's a no-brainer. You'll never look back. So it's only day 2 and this is my second movie, and I've got that reinforced appreciation for the actors that I meet for a headshot. Being on camera is so hard. How do you do it? How do you do it and not make an absolute fool of yourself? This has taken me 2 hours to be able to make today. 2 hours of filming myself for this little 2-minute piece. It was ridiculous. Hopefully it's going to get easier. Anyway, see you tomorrow.